Hey YouTube fans, it's me, the Story Man. Welcome back to my latest video. Today I'm reading a story which I made from Chat GPT, which I call Quill. Quill, a mouse tail. That's a good one. So remember folks, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Oh boy, weather's been going in and out. First it was hot, then it's cold. The weather's so unpredictable now. Let me show you, isn't it? See ya. The weather's just turned different. Sorry about the light though, but that'll be gone. The weather's getting strange as of late. Maybe the story might help you out, make you feel better. Let's read. Long before kingdoms raised their banners, before dragons claimed mountains, and before anyone dare call themselves an adventurer, the world was quiet. I guess people didn't care much back then. We wouldn't bother because no one had enough curiosity. They were just content. Okay, here we were. The forest stretched endlessly. Rivers carved silver paths through untouched lands. Ancient ruins slept beneath vines, holding secrets no creature remembered. Every animal believed the same thing. This one phrase. Stay close to home. The world beyond is too dangerous. It's true, but there can be wonders if you have enough bravery and skill. Every animal, except one tiny mouse, just one. His name was Quill. He wasn't the biggest mouse. He wasn't the fastest. He certainly wasn't the strongest, and mice are pretty small and weak. He simply was curious. Curiosity has a very strong thing that gives you bravery. That makes you go for it despite how bad it is. Ooh boy. Let's see how Quill will get out of this one. Weather's been weird as of late. Let's see. Quill lived beneath the roots of an enormous oak tree with hundreds of other mice. They spent every day collecting seeds, repairing tunnels, and hiding from owls. Yeah, those owls will eat mice like as if they were a treat. One of their natural enemies, besides cats. The elders warned them every morning. The world is full of monsters. Never cross the river. Never climb the hills. Never enter the ruins. That's a lot of rules, and unfortunately everybody nodded. Everybody listened. They're like little sheep mice, just following orders without question. Well, except Quill, of course. He always stared toward distant mountains glowing gold beneath the sunset. He wondered, what's beyond them? He looked like this, thinking in his mind, wondering, seeing it from there, looking it from afar, seeing the golden, beautiful sun, beautiful mountains like gold. What is there? I wanted to see more. He was such a full curiosity. This mouse was ready for anything. Well, he first had to figure out how to be ready. One rainy afternoon, well, like the one we're having right now. While searching for acorns, Quill discovered something hidden beneath the roots of an old tree. It wasn't food. It wasn't treasure. That's too bad. It would have been useful. For him, maybe. It was a door. A tiny stone door covered in glowing symbols. About this size. For Quill size, at least. It's just this size, like that. As he brushed away the dirt, the symbols shimmered with blue light. The door slowly opened itself up. Like that. Slow. Inside lay a staircase spiraling deep underground. Most mice would have run away. Quill climbed down. Of course, unlike the other mice, Quill had bravery and curiosity in his heart. That is stronger than fear. Quote from a song, which is stronger than fear is curiosity. Curiosity always overcomes fear every single time. At the bottom waited an enormous library. Books stretched farther than his eyes could see. I can imagine seeing so many books that is a mile long. Wow, that's a lot of books. I can imagine reading all that but moving from cover to cover by walking. God. Floating candles drifted through the air. Golden stars sparkled across the ceiling through that even though there was no night sky, I can imagine how beautiful it is. Glowing stars, shining like gold. Even though it's not night or day, on the ceiling, how beautiful that would be. It would be a sight to behold. In the center stood an old fox wearing robes stitched from moonlight. Wow. The fox looked up from a book. And he said this: I have been waiting, Quill froze. This was a predator, something to eat him. A fox is a natural enemy of mice that eat them. They always been attacked. Quill froze like this. For me? The fox smiled. For someone willing to open the door, as he said it with such a calm, powerful, and nice voice. My name is Sage. I am the last keeper of magic. Quill blinked. Like this. Magic is real? Sage laughed. It was. Past tense. It was. The fox explained that thousands of years ago, magic filled every river, mountain, and tree. I can imagine we have magic, but we're just too busy with our technology to compensate. Animals could heal wounds with light. Birds painted the sky with storms. Whales sang stars into existence. But greed changed everything. Of course it does. Greed changes everything, just like it's changing our world. As we see, greed just kills everything and changes it for the worst. We've already seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot of that. Trump, if you're seeing this, you're right. Your greed has changed the world again. All you billionaires and millionaires changed with greed. Your greed changed it with your money. People don't recognize it anymore. And here's more. Powerful kings fought to control magic until it faded from the world. Only tiny sparks remained. Of course, it's just like a certain president I mentioned, fighting for oil that's causing a country enormous pain and to the world. Too much pain. And it's just parallels with our own. I can imagine, we used to have something beautiful. Now it's just being destroyed by greedy politicians and tyrants and dictators. Waiting for someone brave enough to rediscover them. Just have sorry sparkles, that means there's still hope. Except our world, I don't think ours has much hope anymore. We're just too busy killing each other. Sage reached into the air, pulled out the feather made of crystal. Like this. This is your first lesson. He handed it to Quill. Lift it. Quill grabbed it. No, not like that. The fox smiled, without touching it. This was his first test. Let's see how he figured out to move it. Quill frowned. I can't. How am I going to do that? How can I lift a feather without touching it? You believe you can't. But for hours, nothing happened. The feather never moved. It just stood there stationary, motionless, while Quill just stared at it. Quill became frustrated. I'll never learn! Come on. Sage shook his head like this. Magic obeys imagination before strength, indeed. Quill closed his eyes like this. He concentrated with Zen-like concentration. Everything is mind. Like this. I guess you can see it. My eyes are closed. With concentration, calm, and kindness. Instead of forcing the feather upward, he imagined becoming lighter than air. The crystal feather trembled. It floated. 1 inch. Then 2. Then it spun happily around the room. Quill did it. Quill's eyes widened. I did it! The fox smiled proudly. The first spell. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Quill learned magic wasn't about saying fancy words. It came from understanding the world. To create fire, he learned how warmth lived inside every spark. To To control water, you listen to rivers until they shared their rhythm. You had to listen to Mother Nature to give you their call. Wow, and the weather changed too. I think we might have wished it to be sunny, and it happened. What else? And you can see the camera's getting brighter though, thanks to the sun. To shape stone, he felt mountains breathing beneath the earth. Little by little, magic answered him. One morning, Sage handed Quill an old wooden staff. It was taller than he was. Let me show you. This is Quill, this size. This is how tall the staff is, that long. This staff belonged to the first mage. But I'm just a mouse. Sage smiled. Exactly. The greatest magic has never belonged to the strongest. It belonged to those who never stop wondering, to have imagination and to see if there's more to life than what already is. The greatest magic of all, imagination. Years passed. Quill grew wiser, but one day Sage became very quiet. I have one final lesson. What is it? You must leave. Quill's heart sank. I don't want to. He had known Sage for years. He was his mentor, almost like a father figure to Quill. To move away would be weird. He was so wondering, but he kept asking why, but Sage said this. Quill said this, I don't want to. Sage looked like this, stern. You must. Knowledge locked away disappears. If knowledge is locked away, how can it be knowledge if no one knows of its existence? Makes it kind of pointless, doesn't it? It only lives when shared. Indeed, knowledge is useful if it is known. If knowledge is kept away, how can it be knowledge if no one knows its existence? Makes it kind of useless, doesn't it? Before sunrise, Sage disappeared. The library slowly faded into mist. The magical door vanished forever. Quill stood alone, holding his staff, his backpack, and endless curiosity. Oh yes, with a lot of that you can do anything. He walked farther than any mouse ever had, across frozen mountains, through glowing forests, across deserts where the sand sang beneath moonlight. I can imagine how beautiful it is. I guess that's the wind making them move. He crossed oceans on turtles older than history. He climbed trees taller than castles. I can imagine how a mouse can cut it. The tallest tree I've ever seen is the sequoia. It's huge and it's taller than a building. He explored forgotten temples where giant stone lions still guarded empty thrones. Everywhere he traveled, he helped. He healed sick animals. He reunited lost families. He calmed angry spirits. He solved riddles no one else could answer. The story spread. It looks like Quill has become the first adventurer and first magic-wielding adventurer. And thus his journey began. The little mouse who defeated the troll without fighting. The mouse who crossed the endless sea. The mouse who spoke with dragons. The mouse who carried magic. Animals had never seen anyone like him. Many wanted to follow, so Quill taught them. Indeed, they saw him as the first ever magic wielder. They wanted to learn to be like him. So he taught them his skills. He taught a young rabbit to be fearless, a clever raccoon to solve ancient riddles, ancient puzzles, a bear to protect instead of destroy, a fox to heal with herbs, an owl to study forgotten languages. None of them called themselves heroes. Quill gave him a new name, adventurers. Indeed, adventure means you are going somewhere to the unknown, doing something that's considered unknown and first time, secret, mysterious, elusive, confounding. They're doing things that has never been done before. They're adventurous, hence to adventure. Those explored not to conquer, but to discover. Not for glory, but to help for others. They're just trying to make the world better. They just want to see more, to see the endless horizons. As centuries passed, thousands became millions, guilds were built, maps were drawn, magic returned to the world, schools opened, new spells were invented. Magic's invented through curiosity and creativity and versatility. Entire kingdoms flourished because one tiny mouse refused to stay home. Indeed, if our explorers never bothered to do anything, we would never explore the world. We would still stay here unknown and locked away. Many years later, Quill climbed the same hill where he had once dreamed of distant mountains. His fur had turned silver. His steps have grown slow. I guess magic can't stop aging. You still grow old. I guess you can't stop growing old even with magic. He looked across the world. Bright cities sparkled. Airships floated through the clouds. He had created a new age. Him, just a tiny mouse named Quill. Young adventurers laughed as they prepared for their first journeys, just like how Quill did, even if he didn't realize it. Magic shimmered everywhere. The world was no longer afraid of the unknown. It was excited by it. Quill smiled like this. Good. He planted his old wooden staff into the earth. Immediately, it grew into a magnificent tree whose glowing leaves shone every color of the rainbow. I can imagine how beautiful that is. People will later call it the adventurer's tree. Its leaves never fell. Its light never faded. Legends claim that anyone who stood beneath its branches with a heart full of curiosity would always find the courage to begin a new journey. No one ever discovered where Quill went after that day. It looks like Quill had retired after years of discovery. He had disappeared, never to be seen again. Some say he became a star. Some say he still wanders hidden roads, helping travelers who lose their way. When a person gives up a step like that, he had retired. Others believe that whenever someone takes their very first step into the unknown, a tiny mouse with bright eyes is quietly cheering them on from somewhere nearby. Whether the stories are true or not, one fact has never been questioned. The world had many heroes. It had many kings. It had many great mages. But, there was only one first adventurer, and he was a little mouse named Quill. And that's the story of Quill, a mouse's tale, sorry. So, thank you for watching my video. This is the story man signing out. Our weather's changing. Maybe if we're curious enough, maybe we'll know why it's changing. Well, it's climate change, but I wonder why climate change is changing it so much. We have so many questions. Always be curious, and always want to know why is that, and that is that. You have to ask questions. Never be afraid of that. So remember, folks. Remember, the story may be made by Chat GPT, but the voice acting, dramatic flair, storytelling, narration, and ad-libbing were done by a real human being, which I call myself the Storyman. So remember, folks, like my video, subscribe to the channel, and please leave your comment down in the comment section below. I'll repeat again. Like the video by hitting the like button down in the video there, down in the description. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the bell for notifications and updates from me. Comment down in the comment section below what kind of story you want me to make, and I will make it. No, not depending. I will accept it anyway. Just tell me what kind of story you want me to make, and I'll make it with Chat GPT and give it as much life as possible. If you do all that, this thumb will reach at the end with a thumbs up. Remember, like, comment, subscribe equals a thumbs up from me to you. So, thank you and goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Bye.